All right, here we go. So, my name's Dominic. This is the Wisco Sports Pod with Dom, and I'm starting a new podcast here, hoping to post on Mondays and Thursdays. I do not have a set time yet, but I'm looking to get down on that depending on how school is going, depending on when Brewers are playing, how much longer they play for, and all that. But, really just looking to do this for fun, have a lot of fun with it. Hopefully, you guys enjoy listening to my thoughts on the Wisconsin sports teams. And I do have some strong thoughts on them, so I'm sure anyone who knows me now already knows that. And if you don't know, well, you're going to know soon enough. So let's just have some fun with this. Just a few things to clear up and get out of the way before we get going here. No, this is not my permanent logo. Please do not make fun of it. I spent 5 minutes making it. I just needed something so you guys didn't stare at a black screen while watching and listening to this. I will be putting pictures up throughout. Go to my questions section. I'll put up the tweet of the questions. So no making fun of the logo yet. If it stays permanent, I'm sure there's always a chance for that. I think it could be fun to keep for a while, but yes, I'm well aware it's off-centered right now, and I'm well aware it doesn't look professional, but I think that's just how the podcast is going to be branded. All right, let's get started talking about the Packers. The Packers played Cincinnati on Sunday, beat them 25-22, and the most normal Packers game we'll probably ever see. Just kidding. Packers playing Cincinnati usually always ends up weird. I remember 4 years ago when we played them in Green Bay, Geronimo Allison looked possibly like the second coming of Randy Moss. I'm pretty sure he had well over 100 yards and was just tearing the field up in overtime. This year, Mason Crosby, it looked maybe like he was drunk and didn't really know what was going on. He looked fine in the first half, but second half, good gracious, Mason, I'm not sure what you were doing or what happened, if you had something at halftime or maybe someone else was wearing your uniform. I don't know, but that wasn't a pretty performance from Mason, but hey, he got the job done at the end, which you expect from him. He's only going to miss so many times. All right, starting off here with my game notes that I was taking down. I just want to start off by asking the question, what the hell is tripping? I have seen tripping now in the NFL more in the past 3 weeks than I have in my entire probably 15 years of watching football. I don't know what it is. I don't know what constitutes tripping. We saw the one this week where I think it was Sam Hubbard or someone. I knew it was the Ohio State defensive lineman who now plays for the Bengals, but stuck his foot out while Rodgers was rolling out. I don't know if it's not tripping because Rodgers didn't fall or if I'm not sure. It boggles my mind. Last week we saw T.J. Watt stick his foot out while Rodgers was running up the middle, and Rodgers did trip and fall on that one, and nothing's called. I mean, and then the previous week, Adrian Amos sticks out his foot a little bit, trips up Jimmy G. It's an immediate penalty. And the thing about the Steelers one is they picked it up. They said no tripping after the big board showed. I mean, Aaron Rodgers himself on the Pat McAfee show said, I thought I was old and just falling over my own feet because I didn't think I got, or whatever he said. And, it just brings up the question, what is tripping? What constitutes tripping? Is this something that's going to be a weekly occurrence for the Packers now? Are we going to see tripping every week? Or is this just one of those weird things that usually you'd see once in every 3 years, but now we've seen it 3 times in 3 weeks. Next up on my list of things I wanted to go over is how did Devondre Campbell not get signed by anybody else? And how did he end up on the Packers? I mean, not only him, but we have him and we have Chris Barnes right now active. And Jalen Smith was inactive last week, and he is also a Pro Bowl caliber player. But let's talk about the two guys who are playing. I am seeing something I don't think I've ever seen in my life as a Packers fan, which is not just one good middle linebacker on our team, but we have two of them who are just flying around, making plays left and right. I mean, is this a product of Joe Barry? Is Devondre Campbell just that good? I don't know. I think it could be a mixture of both. I know Joe Barry has a history of linebacker coaching, so I think that's good for the Packers because that's just something that we've been lacking forever. And it just feels like it's never been addressed. I mean, we attempted to address it last year with Kamal Martin being drafted very late in the draft, and Chris Barnes, I think he came to us undrafted. I mean, he's turned out really well, but I mean, it's just not something the Packers have ever tried to address in the past, it feels like. Um, it's good to see right now the state of the middle linebackers, and I'm excited. Jalen Smith coming to the team, I think he brings even more speed. Not Bart Campbell, he's not the fastest, but he's long and he's got really good instincts. Which Jalen Smith, I've from what I've seen on film and whatnot, he definitely lacks in the instincts. He usually can be a step behind, but wow, is he's fast. He's going to be bolting around the field like crazy. Something we've definitely never seen before as Packer fans, at least my age. But uh, yeah, I'm excited to see how LaFleur, how Joe Barry, how they implement him into the defense with Barnes and Campbell playing so well. I expect to see him in on passing downs, obviously. His instincts definitely lack the most in run defense, whether it be filling the wrong gaps or just really being a step behind. So hopefully, learning with Campbell and Barnes, who seem to be doing pretty good at that. I know the Packers have a very good, for their standards, a very good rush defense this year. So yeah, overall, I think it'll be really interesting to see Jalen Smith get implemented into this defense, and something to look forward to for Packers fans. While we're on the topic of the defense right now, let's. I think all Packers fans deserve to owe Eric Stokes and Kevin King a big round of applause for the performance they had yesterday. This Bengals offense, they are not easy to stop in the pass game. Joe Burrow is obviously a young quarterback who is very talented, and Jamar Chase, that dude is going to be a problem in the NFL for a very long time, it seems. He's catching touchdowns every week. Obviously, they didn't have to work too well or too much. I mean, building chemistry between him and Burrow, as that was formed in their days in college, where they were arguably one of the greatest college teams of this 2000 century. And but all around between Stokes, from what I could tell, he seemed to be following Chase around the field, but Kevin King held it down against guys like T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. It's a good thing. You may not have even noticed Kevin King was on the field yesterday, but that's a good thing, because usually when you notice he's on the field, it's for all the wrong reasons. But this Sunday against the Bengals, he made some nice plays at the made one tackle at the line of scrimmage, I remember, on a little curl, like 3-yard curl route. I believe it was to T. Higgins. But yeah, when you're not seeing or hearing Kevin King, that's always a good thing. So hats off to him. But I want to touch on Eric Stokes. 5 games in now? Really 4 games of him actually getting playing time, and he looks like he could be the real deal. I remember with Jair in his rookie year, I don't think we saw what we're seeing in Stokes this early with Jair, and he was playing regularly. I think it took more towards the middle and middle of the season of his rookie year when we started to see, wow, okay, this guy might be good. But right now with Stokes, I mean, wow, that dude, he can play football. He's not backing down from the challenges of the quarterbacks throwing at him a lot. And it's fun to just watch and think about the future that this kid has with the Packers. Him and Jair could be a big problem for other teams' offenses in the future. But I just want to touch on how fast he is. On the one play, it was a Jamar Chase deep ball. He was absolutely cooked off the line of scrimmage. I was watching the play. live. I was watching him specifically, and wow, he got absolutely torched off the line. Burrow saw it immediately. Chase was easily a few yards ahead of him, but the catch-up speed that he had to get back in there and make a play on a deep ball after being absolutely torched off the line, I mean, wow. He is fast, and I think once he learns more of how his body works in the NFL and his speed works, he's going to be able to, set up a lot of baited interceptions, definitely to break on balls, because he could break on balls quick with that speed. And I think that's going to be interesting to watch in the future. Definitely think that it's going to open up more opportunities for Jair in the future too. Once teams are more afraid of to throw to Stokes, they're going to have to throw to Jair's side. Hopefully Jair comes back this year, because I think this defense could have potential to be a top 5 defense in the NFL if he's back and healthy on the field, with how the run game has been defensively. But yeah, hats off to Kevin King and Eric Stokes this week for really holding it down against this high-powered Bengals offense. Last thing I'm going to say about the defense here is just all around to everyone, the resilience they showed. Overtime, late in the fourth quarter, Crosby missing all those field goals, them coming back out, stopping the Bengals. I mean, this had all the makings of a classic Packers heartbreak, pull your hair out game, which, I mean, I probably did pull a lot of hair out, but surprisingly, no heartbreak in the end. The defense, overtime, Bengals start with the ball immediately. Questionable throw by Burrow, obviously, but Devondre Campbell makes the play, gets the pick. I know Adrian Amos had a second half pick, and, this is one of those games where, as Packer fans, we don't say this often, but, the defense won us this game, I think. Offense struggling in the red zone. Going to touch on the offense here now. A.J. Dillon, great job of filling in the role of Jamal Williams and filling that spot. It was a question mark coming into this year. I think we saw last year in the Tennessee game how good he can be, but that was one game. And I think this year we're starting to see him come into the role of the Jamal Williams, just, get on the field, give Jones a break, catch some passes. He's starting to do now. Didn't see much of that last year with him, but I think he had, 3 or 4 catches this week, one for a touchdown, his first receiving touchdown of his career, so good for him. Definitely some big runs. Definitely, he's not an easy guy to bring down, as lots of defenses are quickly finding out, but him filling in the Jamal Williams spot, I think he's doing a nice job so far. Rodgers, he's back to his, 20, I think it was 2018. I mean, he's not taking the checkdowns anymore like he was last year. He was playing so much smarter last year, but this year he seems everything just has to be deep down the field. Everything, can't have nice, slow, methodical passing drives with him. He's got to start to slow down a little bit and definitely take some more checkdowns. Would love to see that. It seems like he's missed a few. There weren't any specific ones that stood out to me from what I can remember off the top of my head right now. But, definitely looking towards the future for the Packers. They've got some tough games coming up, and, the defense can only hold so many offenses for so long. So some of these interceptions are going to have to be cut down by him. Obviously, he's not throwing a lot of interceptions, but, just some bad passes that he's made definitely need to be cut down. I think the Packers right now at wide receiver are definitely missing MVS, because all these shot plays he is taking are usually to MVS, who's usually open, but early in the year, I think he's missed them 3 times on deep balls so far, which is, not very Rodgers-like. But, through 5 games right now, I mean, obviously the offense was non-existent week 1, but, no Bakhtiari, no Jenkins, no Myers this week. You have a pieced-together offensive line who played very well. I mean, yes, Rodgers was running around a little bit early in that game, but what can you expect from some of these guys? I mean, Lucas Patrick at center, Josh Neiman at left tackle, it's just a lot of guys you wouldn't expect to see on the field for the Packers, but they're making some good plays. Tanyan's helped out a lot on blocking. I think part of why he hasn't had so many receptions this year is how much he's been helping out with blocking. He had that nice catch though on that I think it was second or third and short. Rodgers whipped it around one of the Bengals defensive linemen, made my jaw drop for the millionth time, Aaron Rodgers. And yeah, the offense going forward, I think they just need to cut down on the shot play attempts and, definitely implement the run game more with Dillon and Jones. And other thing with the offense, late in that game, I can't remember the score, but the Devontae Adams 59-yard catch where he got tackled at the 5. Thought the play calling down there in the 5-yard line was a bit questionable. 2 straight runs, and then third down they have I think 2 or 3 out wide left with Devontae being lone receiver on the right. And they do a rollout play to the left. Tried to do a little out route to Cobb at the front pylon, didn't work, but it just really made me question. You have 3 plays down there in the 5 from the 5-yard line, and not one of them is directed towards Devontae Adams. Thought that was a bit weird, but definitely not the weirdest thing about this game. Mason Crosby, all reliable, wasn't too reliable until the last kick of the game. So, once again, just a resilient showing from the team. Yeah, not much else to say about this offense right now. Through the last 4 games, they've looked good enough. They're definitely going to get better. There's no question about that. MVS will come back. As crazy as this sounds, and as much as Packer fans probably won't believe me, I think Gutekunst goes out and makes a move for a wide receiver at the deadline here. I think we need one more guy, more than the last 2 years in the past when I didn't really think we needed anyone in the last 2 years, but I think this year we're going to need maybe one more guy. It depends on how MVS comes back. We're definitely lacking a deep ball presence. Obviously, Devontae, he's great at any part, short, middle, deep. But someone to just run, like MVS does. He'll just run, and he'll outrun you, and you can't catch him, and Rodgers just is going to have to hit him on some of these throws going forward. But, yeah, right now, I think the offense will definitely get better throughout the year. All right, so starting here, we have this is the questions section of the podcast where I ask you on Twitter if you have any questions that you want me to answer on the podcast. And the first one is from Matt, and he asked me what was going through McPherson's mind, the Bengals kicker. I'm assuming he's talking about the premature celebration that happened on the field with the Bengals kicker and the Bengals holder. I think that's a case of him being a little overconfident. It definitely, I thought it was going through right when it left his foot, started in, slowly drifted out, and it's just one of those things where I think he's a young kicker, so you kind of expect that from the young guys. But that was hilarious. He's just standing there, hugging the holder, and in the background you could see Shamar Jean Charles running off the field celebrating along with a few other guys I can picture in my head. But that was definitely something I've never seen before. I've seen just last night in the Chiefs and Bills games when Stephon Diggs caught the ball, he turned around like he thought he was going to be untouched, no one near him. Sorensen, I think it was, right behind him, tackled him immediately. That was a premature celebration, but never before have I seen a premature celebration on a game-winning field goal attempt. That, I think I've seen them before, but I've never seen one go wrong like that. Definitely, though, good question, Matt. I don't know what to think. I mean, I didn't know if he commented on it at all or not, but wow, that was quite the interesting thing. So yeah, thank you, Matt, for that question. Very good one, very interesting one. Next up here, we have Steven asking, should we feel lucky the Packers are 4-1, giving everything that has happened to them this season? I want to say lucky, maybe, but I think it's just the culture that this football team has built of just resilience. Every team goes through injuries. Every team goes through 5 missed field goals in the last 2 minutes of regulation and overtime. Uh, I feel maybe a little lucky. Packers right now, they're 4-1 with a -2 point differential. Obviously, a lot of that point differential shows from the 38-3 loss in Week 1 against the Saints. But lucky, I think, isn't exactly how I would describe it. Like I said before, it's just a lot of resilience that this team has. I think, lucky is just a. I don't think you get lucky in the NFL. I mean, sometimes you get lucky, but you don't consistently get lucky. You consistently can get unlucky, looking at a team like the Chargers last year. But you aren't getting lucky, with 4 wins and 1 loss. The Packers are a good football team. Obviously, they have the greatest quarterback of all time on their team. So with that, you're always going to have a chance to win no matter who's hurt, where they're hurt. Obviously, we're down a good portion of our players right now with David Bakhtiari, Elton Jenkins, Josh Myers, Zadarius Smith. Did I say Jair? Obviously, all-pro cornerback, arguably top 2 cornerback in the NFL. Yes, we're missing a lot of guys right now, and, guys are stepping in, next man up mentality, playing really good football. So I wouldn't say we're lucky to be where we're at, but, it definitely wasn't easy to get to where we're at 4-1. So yeah, once again, thank you, Steve. Very good question. I look forward to seeing more questions from you throughout the year, and Matt as well, and hopefully other guys, gals, chime in, give me questions. I enjoy answering questions. It definitely helps give me something to talk about outside of just the little things that I mark down during the games. But let's move on to the Milwaukee Brewers real quick here. Recording this about 30 minutes before first pitch of Game 3, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. One announcement I will make for the Brewers is this Thursday, when my next podcast comes out, going to be welcoming aboard for that episode Division III Lakeland University baseball player Tyler Lemack, great friend of mine, great baseball mind. Really looking forward to hearing what he has to say about games 3 and 4, whether we lose both of those games, and gonna have, in that case, Tyler come on and preview what the offseason might look like for the Brewers, or we'll be getting ready to go into the NLCS, in which I'll have him preview our potential matchups in that. Or if we split the Atlanta games in Atlanta, we'll be previewing Game 5 together. So really looking forward to having Tyler on. Once again, just a great baseball mind. Someone I really look forward to having on the show, and hopefully you guys get ready and get excited to listen to him. I will have to say that'll be probably some can't miss Brewers baseball talk. He's going to really break things down for you. He's very smart when it comes to baseball, and I respect the hell out of him for it. Anyways, moving on real quick here, talking about the Brewers. Game 1, Corbin Burns, Cy Young. I think that's all I really have to say. I will say that he did struggle early, obviously, though. That's first game of the playoff jitters. Walked, I think, 3 of his first 7 batters, but, huge double. I mean, just sum up Game 1, it's the Rowdy Tellez game. Completely shifted momentum from the first inning, getting that early double play with force at first and getting Soler out at home. I think if he doesn't make that play, the Brewers are in for a long one. And quite frankly, I think it ends up like Game 2, where they may not score. And, Morton pitching with a lead in Game 1 could have been a whole lot different than Morton pitching tied for most of that game. But yeah, And then obviously Rowdy Tellez, the home run in the seventh, absolutely lighting American Family Field on fire. I was there in attendance, something I'll remember for a while. But yeah, just the last thing I want to say about Rowdy is he is the Bobby Portis of the Milwaukee Brewers. Bobby had the Bobby chance, and Rowdy gets the Rowdy. So and outside of that, just the similar, those two guys bring lots of energy to the team, lots of energy to the field. Bobby's case, the court. See a lot of similarities in what they bring to their respective teams, and hopefully Rowdy can be that big part to help us win a World Series this year. But yeah, not going to talk too much about Game 3, as Thursday we'll be more focused on talking Brewers baseball with Tyler, hopefully, and previewing the Packers game against the who do we play this week? Oh, the Chicago Bears. Maybe yeah, we'll see about what we want to talk about on Thursday about the Bears. Anyways, yep. Game 1 still continuing. Rowdy Tellez won the Brewers the game. Hauser was very interesting to see come in as a reliever. He provided great 2 innings, I think he pitched. Gave up the 1 home run to Peterson, but outside of that, he looked really good in a relieving role that we're missing obviously Devin Williams right now. But yeah, Hader obviously is if many of you know me, huge Orlando Arcia fan in his time with the Brewers, and been following him ever since he left. So yeah, it was quite the feeling to see him walking up with 2 outs in the top of the 9th, runners on first and third, chance to tie the game in the playoffs against Hader. Obviously rooting for Hader and the Brewers, but my heart sank a little bit when he hit that ball, and immediately I thought, wow, that's going right up the middle, isn't it? But no, Wong was there to make the play. Stuttered a little bit, that was weird, but got the out. Brewers win Game 1. Game 2, Brewers, their lack of hitting came back to bite them in this one. Woodruff, you can't ask for much more against a Braves lineup. Gave up 3, but he could have given up 1, still would have lost. Yeah, but wow, through the first 2 games, Brewers have 2 runs. Both came on the 1 Rowdy Tellez home run. I'm excited for Urias. I think, obviously, a lot of you that might come to a surprise, but I think he's really solidified himself as that guy on the Brewers that could really change things. Obviously, there's the obvious ones: Willie, Avi, Wong. I'm not going to say Yelich because hesitant to say that right now. But I think Urias can be a spark for us, and I'm really hoping, looking ahead to these next 2 games, I hope we can take them both. I predicted we would lose Game 2, but take both in Atlanta, so I'm really hoping that comes true. But, if not, it's going to be because of the lack of offense. I don't think it's going to be because of the pitching. We have Freddie going Game 3. So, obviously, when you're listening to this, you already know how that went. But yeah, just bullpen was locked down. Strickland came in, great. Game 2. Everyone's playing well except for anyone who's swinging a bat for the Brewers. We can't hit, and if that hasn't been fixed throughout the entire season, I don't think it's going to be fixed now in the playoffs. But you really just got to hope someone steps up and starts bringing in some runs for the Crew. Otherwise, I think it's going to be a quick exit for them. So yeah, I think that'll wrap things up for the first episode of Wisco Sports Pod with Dom. I definitely had a lot of fun doing this. I'm looking forward to continuing doing this. This is kind of crazy for me because I'm not much of a. I like sports, but talking publicly for me is not my strong suit. So you guys may notice that it may sound a little nervous in my voice and whatnot, but yeah, no, definitely looking forward to continuing to do this. Hopefully, obviously, this probably wasn't the greatest. You guys probably stopped listening halfway through. If you made it here, wow, I don't know how. It was probably pretty brutal to get through at some points, but I'm really excited. Hoping to eventually. I'm gonna be putting out some things on Twitter, asking for your guys' opinions on how to move forward with this, but yeah, just to recap, next episode will be this Thursday. Hoping to have that out in the it'll depend on if there's a game 5 for the Brewers. If there is, I will have it out as soon as I can on Thursday to let Tyler give his preview for that and whatnot. But yeah, looking forward. That'll be next Thursday, and hoping to work something out with Tyler where I can have him regularly come on Thursdays and talk Brewers, whether it be the off season. During that time, I may have someone come on and talk Bucks basketball, which is just getting started up. But yeah, if you guys want to give me some comments, tips, pointers, definitely reach out to me in the comment sections of this video. Definitely reach out to me on Twitter. In my direct messages. Would appreciate that greatly if anyone has any input to give. But yeah, make sure like and subscribe. Definitely hoping to build this up and have some fun with it. So yeah, thanks guys for listening.